We do portfolio power play on Tuesdays, so that will be a time where I can go through a lot of stocks. Also, if you go to drboycestocks.com, there's something called what Dr. Boyce is buying, and so every week I kind of pick stocks that I like the most. So you can feel free to take a look at that, but also you can bring that to class, and I can answer it then. Let's see. Other than Mara, what is one good stock to sell options on? Okay, I mentioned Coinbase. I like Coinbase. Let's see. I invested with BBS for 4 years. I don't have enough money to close. Should I sell my stocks? I have only 16K. My closing is 9K-ish. Could the BBS help with a portion of my closing costs to closing my house? We don't have a lot of extra money laying around, to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you the truth. It is really hard to build an independent Black institution in a community where the economic trust is not that high. It's one of these things. It's not like we've got just tons of money just sitting around. Most of the money that we make in the Black Business School goes right back in to investing in the Black community, Black people, developing things. So it's not like we're sitting on just a big pile of money now. So I say this in terms of transparency to say that if you are very wealthy, if you're sitting on 10 million, 20 million, 50 million, and you're looking for a place to make a donation, we're definitely open for that. We don't look for donations. We're not a 501c3, but it does help. So yeah, so our ability to just write a big check to get stuff done is limited because we're not like, say, Yale. Even though we're better at Black wealth than Yale, Stanford, or any HBCU in America, we don't get funding from the government. We don't have corporate sponsors because a very radical form of Black wealth that's powernomics oriented is not accepted in the mainstream. I truly believe this to the core of my soul that, and you tell me if you agree with this. Tell me if you can, and then let me know if I'm wrong on some level. I believe that meaningful, impactful, radical economic solutions for the Black community are really seen as a threat by a lot of people. I believe that anybody that's truly solving Black wealth problems, is truly solving problems when it comes to Black wealth, Black families, Black education, is going to be seen as being extremist because they're not used to solutions that actually work. They're not. It'd be great. I mean, we could raise $10 million if I got up here and just said, okay, everybody, y'all make sure y'all all show up and vote for Joe Biden, right? If I did that, sure, it'd be easy. I mean, because that's what people like, ineffective solutions. I don't. I'm a mathematician, and you can't, if you keep telling me that 2 plus 2 is 88, I'm not going to believe you. I'm going to say, no, it's not. 2 plus 2 is 4. But 44 plus 44 is 88, and we can do that. But then people say, oh, that's crazy. You're asking for too much. That's too extreme. That's radical. Well, you got an extreme problem. You need an extreme solution. It took an extreme amount of effort to create a multi-trillion-dollar wealth disparity in America. It took an extreme amount of effort for them to put you so far behind financially that you are right now. It took an extreme amount of effort for them to be able to extract billions of dollars out of you every year. So I believe it's going to take an extreme amount of effort to fix that. You understand? To right this ship, it's going to take a lot of work. And so generally speaking, when I come out here and I lay these things out, the truth of the matter is that some of these ideas are just ahead of their time. I believe that or I hope in 80 years, everything I'm saying to you is not going to be seen as extraordinary, weird, unique, or radical. It'll be seen like, of course, you have to invest for your children. Of course, you have to teach financial literacy when people are young. Of course, you should keep your wealth in your community if you want your community to prosper, right? Of course, Black people should educate their own kids. Things like that. I believe that that's going to come, but it's not here yet. So really, me talking in 2024 about ideas that may not be accepted until 2124 is no different from somebody in 1924 talking about things that we didn't accept until beyond the year 2000. That's literally the world we live in. And I accept that completely. I don't complain. I'm not here to whine about it. I'm just here to tell you the reality, right? So yeah, and it does make it hard to make money, to build the school. It does make it hard to get certain things done. But that's pretty much the burden that you accept when you try to become a pioneer in something. You're just not going to get everything that you would like to have. Because when you present an idea that is different from what people are used to, the first reaction is what they call cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is where it sounds so crazy and so different that you just get mad. Your first reaction is to get mad. But I'm very confident in sharing these ideas because I know what the hell I'm talking about. I am a financial scientist. I have sat next to the smartest white people, Asian people, Russian people, and study finance at the absolute highest levels. And so when I sat down and really spent 10,000 hours studying exactly what's going on with wealth in the black community, I came to some very simple conclusions, very simple diagnoses to fix the problem. And I stand by every single thing that I say in this regard. So yeah, so if we don't have the money that we need, that's okay. We can do more with $1 million than most institutions can do with 50 million because they're applying all those resources in the wrong direction anyway. Let me give you an example. HBCUs are screwing up because number one, you're ignoring people with real solutions like Dr. Claude Anderson. They should be ashamed of the fact that they're not honoring powernomics within those schools. That right there tells me that many HBCUs are working for someone that is giving them an agenda that is highly ineffective. Powernomics should be a core principle within every HBCU in America if your goal is to truly build black wealth. But the goal isn't to build black wealth. Your original mission was not to build black wealth. Your original mission was to train black people to go work for white people. That's why at every graduation you have thousands of kids that are like, I'm going to go work for Goldman Sachs. Well, okay, so Jewish people are going to get rich off your brilliance. I'm going to work for Google. Okay, so these other people are going to get rich off your brilliance. Google and their shareholders are going to get rich off. So that is a culture. That's a culture, and it's nothing wrong with it. I'm not making fun of anybody who works for Goldman Sachs, but I'm like, okay, well, at what point are you going to be working for you? At what point are you going to take your brilliance and truly maximize the potential of that brilliance? You do know that the reason Goldman Sachs is so happy to pay you 300,000 a year, it's probably because you're worth about 30 million a year and you don't even know it. You don't even know it.